It is day 16.
Breakfast
time. I've got pancakes and yogurt and jam and nuts and granola.
Good start to the day.
It is another big day today where we have about a 4-hour drive. We still need to tear everything down. Currently, we have a couple of things airing out. Sara is fighting a bug that's in the dirty dishes. Then we need to go to a local gear shop to find Sara a secondary sleeping bag. Yay. Once we do that, we are going to Røros, one of the coldest towns. It's not even a town, it's a municipality. It's one of the coldest areas in all of southern Norway. And subarctic temperatures in the winter, but they are famous for their reindeer sausage. We're gonna have to try that. It'll be fun. I will now be eating the sandwich that Sara made, which has mayo with fruit in it, brown cheese,
that tastes like caramel,
questionable ham, and spinach.
Go for it.
Actually really good. Wow. Huh. Shocked the hell out of me.
You have sweet, and then you hit the meat.
Yeah. Made it to XXL, where we are going to try and find a cheap yet decent sleeping bag and /or alternatives. Let's see what we can find. Dude, there's tons of sports equipment. Look at all the disc golfing stuff.
Oh, yes, golf is awesome.
We found a Stromborg, 50% off. I've never even heard of Stromborg. It's probably a Norwegian brand. Everything else here, though, the cheapest is 40. I think this is a junior, but I think you could fit in the junior anyway, couldn't you?
Does it say how long it is? I'm not very tall.
What's up, junior? I would say you are junior.
I think it's a success.
Yep. So that's only 20. It's perfect. That's all you need.
Google Maps is sending Zach
on a dirt road.
We were on some sort of highway. Yes.
It wants me to take this dirt road up until the FV3. Not suitable for big vehicles. Let's see if it's suitable for
Snowberry. Ooh, we're going up there.
It's all gone to dirt.
Wow. Talk about Norwegian countryside.
This is awesome. Look at this little town.
I'm so confused.
This is so cool.
So confused. We are somewhere really cool.
This church we're coming up on is awesome. Oh, and look at the cemetery.
Wow. This is really similar to that church we saw in Romania.
Yeah, it is. It's very similar. Behind me is a stave church. It was originally built in the 1200s. It's wood.
Yes, yes.
It was renovated in the 1700s. It's one of only 28 still standing in Norway. We could actually go in, however, it's 10 euros, and I don't want to spend 10 euros on this, but it's really neat. It was originally built in the 1200s as a church, then rebuilt again in the 1630s, where it was expanded. Most of what you see is really only about 400 years old, but the base of it is 800 years old. How cool is that? It's in a cemetery, which I love even more.
I cannot believe Google brought us here. This is such an interesting place that we would have completely missed. This cemetery is currently in use. Every grave has real flowers in front of it. What a view from this random road we're following. Can you see this?
This is really beautiful valley.
Wow. If this is not the Norway countryside, what is it?
We are literally on top of a mountain. We've just run into a random village up here on top of the mountain.
At least this road is paved.
It's so cool though. Oh my goodness, I love it.
We are passing snow right now.
Yeah, we are pretty much level with snow at this moment. We are so high up, we're above the tree line. Trees will stop growing at a certain elevation. We're above that point now. That's why there's no trees. This is by far the best drive that we have had on the trip, in my opinion. It's very similar to Alaska. Lots of forest and lots of trees, snow in the middle of June. It's been awesome.
Very scenic drive.
I've been really happy with it. Moose have almost like a layer of fur on their antlers while but I think that the belief is it becomes very itchy, so they use trees to scratch it. That's what pushes the about, I don't know, maybe a meter or so high. The bark on the tree has been ripped off, and it's from the moose scratching their antlers with the tree.
We have not seen any moose, but there must be many because there's a sign every X meters of moose crossing. It would be cool to see a moose.
I have seen a moose. They're huge. A moose charged me when I was in Alaska, but I jumped out of the way before it could get me, which is good because they're not nice.
The amount of houses that have either red windows or red walls, it's super popular to have red on your house. It looks like Røros might be that village over there, but our campsite is right here. It's the perfect example of red buildings. I go in there and I say the usual, right? He brings me to the back of the building to a window. So we both look at the window. He says, you can take any spot, maybe that piece of grass in front of the black house or that piece of grass in front of the red house. I'm like, okay, so let's go find ourselves a spot that has electricity. Zach, what's your feedback on the building?
I went into the reception area and into the main public space in the building. First, the thing that got me was the smell. It's like a weird, moldy, I don't want to say it's a rotten smell, but it's very eclectic. Random things everywhere.
This one I think is just original. I stepped out of the corner and I told Zach, grab the camera. Is this not a place to take pictures? As we were driving today, we noticed loads of buildings with a roof that had grass on them. Here you have an example right behind me. I don't know if you'll be able to see the grass on the building. This is very typical here in Norway. It is called a green roof or a turf roof. It helps with insulation and weatherproofing. Here is the main street we found, super quiet. It is just so picturesque.
Colors are really cool.
It feels like there are a lot of shops where you could get souvenirs.
Røros is a UNESCO World Heritage Site for its mining. It was a copper mine for around 300 years that they then closed in the 70s. I can't imagine this place is very popular in the winter. There's no sports or anything, but this is so cool. It's almost like an old American mining town. The old wood buildings, the iron lamps hanging the sides, wood frame windows. It's very Western, almost like Clint Eastwood would start walking down the street. They also have the wood where you can see them wedge in like Lincoln logs. I used to have Lincoln logs when I was a kid. Okay, this is really cool. Established 1780, 245 years ago. And there's the wood trim on the side of the bell tower with the cemetery. Very well taken care of. Since this was a mining town, the church was built by the mine. It was the equivalent of the annual salary of 450 miners. They did this because if you are mining here, you are going to live here. If you want to live here and you want to be happy, then you are going to want essentials. For some people, church is essential. They also built it to house 1,600 people. To give you an idea of what winter here looks like, it's just a lot of snow, and I would assume a lot of darkness. The house of Harold, gonna kill his last name, Solberg. He was a famous Norwegian painter with a very famous painting of Røros. This is the smelting building where they would refine copper ore into pure copper. It was built in the 1600s, then it burned down. It was rebuilt and it burned down again, probably 3 or 4 times. Wow. It was rebuilt and burned down until the last time that it burned down was 1975, where they then rebuilt it as a museum. It is the Smeltita, and it's by the river because they needed the river to run the machinery needed to complete the smelting process. Just to give you an idea of how they built the river, this looks like Disneyland Lazy Rapids. I'm pretty sure there's a ride in Disneyland that looks just like this. The old wood bridge that comes across the fall. I'm sure they had something like a water turbine. Look how they chipped out the rock to get the river where they needed it to be. You can even climb the slag area. That's what they call it. This is awesome. How cool is this? This is definitely one of my favorite towns so far that we have visited. Coming from Utah, these buildings are not really any surprise to me. I've seen many of these before. Not in this kind of condition, because in, I don't know, the early 1900s, late 1800s, mining died off. There's a lot of ghost towns. It's really cool to see it alive and to see that these buildings are still standing. Many people live in them, which is even cooler. I just want to take 2 seconds to show how cool this river is with these old buildings. I really like Røros. Sara had a hell of a find.
We drove a little bit extra to stay here tonight. It's very authentic. Even the campsite is authentic. It's really interesting to think that most of the people that own a house here and live here, their ancestors who worked in this mine, or maybe were the teacher in the school, the priest in the church, or the person that ran the shop that sold the food for the families.
And what did she find?
Nothing.
What?
After spending so much time translating everything that I could see, trying to look for different names of the reindeer meat, I decided to ask a lady. She showed me a sausage that is like a cured meat. She said, it is a place that has a section of local food. Go there. I left my basket, I looked at the guy at the tea like nothing, and we're out. Let's
Okay,
go.
and where's the place?
5-minute drive.
What's the name of it?
Domus. Domus is like a mall. So then I had to interpret that the local section was in the co-op. They had lots of stuff that said Røros or local. They had several sausages, they had deer meat, frozen. What I understood, the typical stuff is the cured meat. Cured meat that has reindeer in it. After a while I asked someone, but we didn't understand each other. I had to make a decision. So I took the cheapest one.
That looks like a moose.
Well, maybe
continue.
it's moose.
No, it's gonna be reindeer.
I don't know how this is gonna look. The guy pointed and said, if it's for dinner, this, and it was like a normal sausage. If it's for snack, this. I took this sauce because it's called the hunter sauce. So I thought, hey, even if it's cured meat, maybe we can make a sauce. And then I got this Røros romegrot, a typical porridge eaten here. For breakfast or for other snacks, they say they have like a specific butter or other things that you add to it, but otherwise we will just add some cinnamon, maybe some of our yogurt in it. I have no clue what we will do with it, but we will eat it.
Okay.
For breakfast or after dinner.
I have reindeer sausage or caribou sausage. It's the same thing that we got at the local market, made here in Røros. The ingredients are as follows: beef heart, beef tongue, elk meat. I'm assuming that's caribou. Translates to the same thing. Was this considered salami?
I don't know.
So this is beef,
Cured meat.
Cured. This is reindeer cured meat. Right. I wouldn't know the difference from another cured meat.
It's my turn to taste the cured meat. I think knowing what's in it scares you a bit, but then you wouldn't be able to tell what's in it. I bought the Røros romegrot. As you can see here, it mentions the Røros rom, and that's something that I could also buy separately. We're gonna try this.
Wow. Oh,
Okay.
a little liquidy. Okay.
All right. Is it frozen?
No.
Grot means sour cream porridge in Norwegian. This is a traditional Norwegian dish, and Røros is particularly known for its version. It's made with sour cream milk and a bit of flour, then topped with sugar and cinnamon. It's often served with flatbread and cured meat.
It's cheese.
Really?
It's cheese.
Is there cinnamon in it? No, I guess you have to add it then.
It's just cheese.
It's not a dessert though. Just cheese.
Okay. It's not bad. It's just cheese. I'm assuming what we need to do according to this is mix it with sugar, cinnamon and butter. There is a traditional dessert in Catalonia called mel y mató that translates to honey and a specific type of cheese. It's super typical. If you ever visit Montserrat, the mountain with the monastery, there are stands where you can get a little cup. They put mató and honey. And we've created our version of this because it's really similar. This is cheese. You're supposed to eat it with sugar, cinnamon and butter. We decided to go with cheese, the cinnamon and honey. And we've created our Catalonian Norwegian mel y mató rum. Great. How was today?
Today was good. It was a long drive, but it was a cool city or cool town.
And the random church.
Stave church. That
Yeah,
was cool.
and we tried some new food.
Yeah, the reindeer sausage.
Yes.
That was awesome.
We only have one night left in Norway. Tomorrow we're going to Trondheim and then back to Sweden. From there on, we don't have anything planned. We know tomorrow, but then we have no idea. But we need to make it to Finland. That's what we know.
It's only 10:30. Wow.
In my junior sleeping bag.
How is that junior sleeping bag?
Let's see how tall I am. I would say I'm gonna be so comfortable. Oh, look at it's perfect. 20 bucks. Now I'm gonna put.
Now you're gonna
go
put Junior
inside my
into the
other-
biggie.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Oh yeah. You'll be nice and warm.
Okay, time to go sleep.